I've been dating Mark for 3 years. He has a 19-year-old son, Ethan, and I have a 15-year-old daughter, Lily. Mark moved in with us about a year ago. Ethan blames me for his parents' divorce, even though they split a year before I met Mark. From the start, he's been cruel, calling me names, even vandalizing my car with his friends a couple years back. After Mark moved in, Ethan's behavior got worse. I nearly ended things, but instead, I encouraged Mark to take Ethan on a solo trip to talk and set boundaries. When they got back, Ethan calmly told me, "You're not my family. You never will be. I'll be civil, but don't expect anything from me." Then he walked out. Since then, he's had no relationship with me or my daughter. He visits sometimes but won't speak to either of us. Now, I'm planning a Florida trip for Mark, Lily, and me. Mark suggested inviting Ethan. I said he's welcome, but only if he or Mark pays for his flight. Ethan doesn't work, and Mark can't afford it. When Ethan heard this, he said I should pay if I want to fix things. I reminded him of his own words last year and told him, "I owe you nothing. You or your dad can pay if you want to come." Now I'm being called petty and told I'm the adult who needs to make the effort. But I feel like respect goes both ways. Comment 1. NTA. You are being generous by even allowing him to come. Why would you pay to get verbally abused on vacation? If Ethan is 19, he is also adult. You can tell him that perhaps you don't want to fix things. Comment 2. Is Mark even worth the relationship? NTA, but I would be rethinking this relationship. Respect goes both ways, and Ethan made it clear that he doesn't respect you. He's just tolerating you and now wants a free trip from you. Story 2. Telling my sister to just wear the stupid dress for her husband and to stop overthinking it. My sister Becky and some friends were out shopping. She vented about being in a roommate phase with her husband and said the last thing she did to work on it was ask him to send her an example of a dress that he found sexy with the intention of her buying it and wearing it for him on a date night. She showed us the dress to mixed reactions. She obviously hated the dress. It was a very club-wear type of dress, tight and short with thin straps and a plunging neckline, a slit up the thigh, etc. Like if you Google generic sexy dress, I bet it would come up. Her friends jumped in about how it was gross and sexist and says a lot about who he is and what he values. A lot of this is how he expects you to dress and you're just a trophy for him type of stuff. I thought this was a huge overreaction. Like, it's definitely not her style, but I didn't think it was that bad. So I told her to just get the dress and stop overthinking it. They tore into me saying I'm a pick-me and how he should love her how she is instead of trying to get her to change into something she's not. I said I don't think that's what he's trying to do, but they told me that I don't get it. I am so worried that me saying to just get the dress was the wrong thing to do. I do have trouble knowing when people want support and encouragement versus solutions. Did I misread the situation and this was a support, not solutions type of thing? Comment 1. NTA. Becky needs to keep her friends out of her marriage. She asked. He complied. She complied. Wear the dress for the night and have a good time. Comment 2. Nah, but I think you misread the situation. She did want support, just not the way you thought. She was uncomfortable and wanted her discomfort validated. To her friends, it sounded like you were telling her a man's sexual gratification was more important than her feelings. If you want a solution, it's for sis and brother-in-law to find something they both find sexy, not for sis to force herself. Story 3. Future ex-fiancé is angry because I don't want to share my son's money. I, F, 35, met my fiancé 2 years ago. My son, 4, gets on well with him, and my ex-husband, my son's father, also likes him. Now to the point, 3 years ago I won a large sum of money in the lottery. Not millions, but enough for a nice life if I work normally and a good start for my son later. 75% went into a savings account that my son will have access to when he's 21. My fiancé always thought he had plenty of money and never let me correct him. I insisted on a prenuptial agreement and for that the finances were disclosed. Now the amount in my son's savings account is about 5 times more than anything my fiancé has. Completely enraged, he left the lawyer's office and ignored all calls for 2 days. For me, that was the end of the relationship, and I wrote to him saying that he could have the ring back. A week later, he was at the door. He would love me, but was in shock and now wanted details of where the money had come from. He also told me that he had a 5-year-old daughter from a previous relationship and that it would only be fair to split the money so that his daughter could also benefit from it. He sees it as justified, as I got the money through luck and not through performance. I gave him back the engagement ring and kicked him out of my apartment. Since then, I've been getting messages from various social media profiles and cell phone numbers that I would be the who is ruining his daughter's future. I only found out about his daughter that day. I never saw any photos or anything like that in the past years. Comment 1, NTA. You did the right thing, breaking things off. Stay broken up. This dude will ruin your life otherwise. Comment 2. Why are you wasting your time and energy on this? He is entitled and lied to you, seemingly only telling about his daughter after you revealed your financial situation. You have rightly left him. Of course you are going to be upset, but you've made the right choice and need to look forward, not back. Story 4, not paying for a girl's food when she said she could pay for herself. So I, 17M, have been talking to this girl for a bit, and we finally hung out in person. We went to McDonald's, and I was planning to pay for her, but when we got to the counter, she said something like, "Oh, I can pay for myself." I wasn't sure if she was just trying to be independent or polite, so I said, "Oh, okay," and then, this is the part I may have messed up, I said, "Do you just wanna Apple Pay me then?" Since I thought she was still letting me cover it. Apparently, that was a hint that she wanted me to insist and pay anyway, but I genuinely didn't pick up on it. Now I found out through a friend that she told her friend it went terrible and seemed super condescending about it, even though we still hung out for a while after and she acted totally normal. Now she's saying she's not really interested anymore but might give me a second chance. I feel weird about the whole thing, like I was respectful of what she said and now I'm being talked about like I failed some hidden test. Comment 1. NTA, you took her at her word and wanted to be respectful. If she was hoping you would pay, she could have waited to see if you would and then said thank you because you were planning on it anyways. Comment 2. NTA. Take it from someone older and, hopefully, wiser. The type of women who play these shitty mind games are never worth your time.